Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about the news that came out today about Venom, Let There Be Carnage, about it being a PG-13 film, just like the last film. Um, so I don't understand why people were so surprised that this was going to be a thing. It was PG-13 last time, so why did people expect that it wouldn't be PG-13 this time? You know what I mean there. So I'm already hearing the negative people and all these people that are all mad about it. Why can't it be rated R? Yada yada yada. First of all, right, we heard this chatter last time, and guess what? The film was very successful. Newsflash, guys, this film doesn't need to be rated R. All right, this is an action-packed superhero film. This is not a pure horror sci-fi type film. Yes, obviously there's sci-fi elements into it, but that's not the main objective of this film. The main objective of this film is a superhero action film, okay? And also you got to look at it from a perspective, okay? Adults are probably not going to let their kids watch a rated R film, okay? But they'll probably let them watch a PG-13 superhero film, okay? So there's that too. Sony wants to get the kid money, you know, and parents typically are willing to let their kids go to films that are PG-13 if it's a superhero film, okay? You know, and some other films too, but, you know, superhero films, you know, draw attention, okay? So this film is still going to have a lot of rated R elements into it, but obviously it's going to be more action-packed. You're not going to see as much blood. You know, you can cut up, you know, the parts of where the blood would be, which is what they did in the first Venom, and it worked very perfectly. People liked it. It made a lot of money. It was very positive from the audience, and I don't know why people were shocked by this. You know, I'm seeing these, once again, these comments from people, you know, and it amazes me. People are still saying the same shtick that they said last time. Okay, oh, this film can't work. It's not the way it should be. Yada yada yada. It needs to be rated R. This is why I don't trust Sony, and this is why it should go to Disney and all. You guys are so dumb that say this stuff. I see these comments. It's so dumb. You really think, I said this 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now, do you really think that Disney, if they had the rights to Venom, that Venom would be made? Disney has over thousands of IPs, okay? Versus Sony having 500 characters from the Spider-Man universe, okay? Where Disney has over thousands of IP superhero characters at their disposal with Marvel. Do you really think they would care about making a Venom or a Carnage movie? Okay, they might make it now if they get the rights because it's a good franchise, but you really think with no proven history that they would want to do that? No, they wouldn't. Disney does not like rated R films. They're only doing Deadpool because Deadpool is obviously a proven commodity from the Fox, you know, stuff, you know, of how good it did with the Fox universe. Okay, that's the only reason. Like, I seriously don't get people's mentality where they're just like, we want this to fail because we want Disney to get the rights. Well, guess what, guys? Screw you, okay? Because you are the people that want monopolies to actually exist. All right, I don't want Disney to have Sony. I'm glad Disney does not have Sony, or not. Well, not only not Sony, but the Spider-Man IP. This is ridiculous. I'm sick of these like trolls and these people that don't actually understand how business works and don't understand, what they're doing. Okay. Obviously it's gonna be coming out right around the same time as Halloween Kills, just like Halloween 2018 did. And I just don't I don't get it, guys. I don't get why you would want this movie to fail. Like it's just these MCU fanboys, man. They just want it to fail just because. It's so annoying. Like, I'm not saying everyone's like this, but there's just so many people online that are commenting these ideological statements and don't understand the rationale of what they're thinking. Where's your Fantastic Four? Where's your Wolverine? Where's your X-Men? Where's even your Deadpool? Deadpool is probably the closest thing that will come up first. Okay, it's still not out yet. Still not around. Okay. Meanwhile, we're getting a Venom film right now. We're going to get a Venom film again in 2 years from now because they're already working on a third one. Okay. Like, I just can't rationale with some of these people that are like, oh, it's PG13. I'm like, dude, it was PG-13 the last time, and it made money. And people liked it. Like, get a clue, dude. You're not winning. The film's gonna do very good, and it's gonna make $1 billion. I believe it's gonna make $1 billion. Okay, I believe it's gonna make $1 billion. Homecoming made around the same money that Venom 1 made. Okay, I think it was only like a $5 million difference. Okay, right around the same amount of money. Year later, Homecoming comes out after Venom came out. Or was that 20? Or I think it might have been actually. I think it was actually before Venom, because I think it came out in 2018. Did it come out in 20? Yeah, it did come out in 2018. Okay, so then a couple months later they had Venom, and Venom did very well, and made around the same money as the original Homecoming solo movie. Okay, Venom 2 has a better director. Okay, we're not saying that the other director was bad, because the other director did really good, but he was a newer director. The director they got this time is more experienced with, the CGI aspect, and, obviously he worked on MCU Marvel films before. So, Andy Serkis, I think, is going to take this film that was already created to the next level and advance it even more. But I just think it's these MCU fanboys that just want it to fail. Like, that's what I think it is. Like, I just think they want it to fail just because they want Spider-Man back permanently MCU, right? Which, by the way, if Disney did get their hands on the MCU, or did get their hands on Spider-Man permanently for the MCU, you wouldn't be getting the film every 2 years. Like, you were getting Spider-Man every 2 years, and even less than that if you count, like, the films that Spider-Man appeared into the Avengers films, okay? So, you were getting him, like, within a year, you were seeing him. You're not going to get that. I hate to break that to you. If Disney gets their full control of Spider-Man, you ain't going to get him every year or every 2 years. You're going to wait like 5 years before you get another Spider-Man film, if that at all, because they've kind of done away with kind of solo films, really, for characters, since they're all in the same universe now. So, even in that sense, you're still not going to get him. The reason why Spider-Man appears 1 to 2 years in the MCU is because Sony has control of it, and they have to meet Sony's release date, which is within 2 years, because they have to keep making movies to continue having the rights to the Spider-Man IP. You're not going to get that if Disney has the full control. I don't know why I have to continue to keep explaining this to people. Like, people just don't seem to understand. Like, I just genuinely think that these MCU fanboys that have no idea how business and contract work, that they just want the franchise to fail. Just because. Oh, it's PG-13. It's PG-13. It's not going to do well, even though the first film did way better than what anyone predicted. But now it's somehow gonna do bad, even though they have a better director this time around, who worked with the MCU in the past, but now it's supposed to do bad. And before people say, oh, it's moving to October to go up against Halloween Kills, okay, it went up against Halloween Kills back in 2018. And it beat it in the Halloween record, or the October record, or whatever, okay? It came out 2 weeks before Halloween 2018, which, by the way, I went to go see Halloween 2018, since I do like that franchise as well, but I went to go see Venom 3 times, because I was more invested into that. But Halloween, 2018 did not hurt Venom, okay? Venom came out 2 weeks before Halloween 2018 came out, and it broke the previous October opening week box office record, which Halloween 2018 was not able to do. Halloween 2018 was able to break the previous record that Venom had just broken, but it wasn't able to pass Venom. Venom still had the record by 5 million, okay, for the opening week. Of course, Joker broke that the next year, but that was a year later. But my point being is so many people are already saying stupid crap that literally were the same nitpicking statements that they made before Venom 1 came out. I'm almost certain, I guarantee you, in the next couple of weeks, when they start doing the special screenings for critics or whatever, I guarantee you're going to start seeing the critics shit on it again. You watch. They're going to crap on it again, just like they did with the first Venom film, right? Because that's what happened. It got a terrible critic review. Remember that. It got a terrible critic review 2 weeks before it was coming out for everybody. And everybody said it was going to do bad. Everyone said everyone was going to hate it, yada, yada, yada. And then when people started to go see it, when it came out, everybody loved it. It made money. People went to go see it. It was on par with Spider-Man Homecoming, the first solo MCU Spider-Man film. It did fantastic for itself. But once again, we're getting these people again creeping up on the thing, on the down, and they're just like, oh, this film's gonna do bad. I swear, it's this MCU propaganda crap that's going on. Where these fanboys, man, they're just so toxic. They just want the film to fail just so they can get the rights, which I just think is so stupid. It's like the film's doing fantastic. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is rumored to be in a cameo with this, which I don't really think he should be in this film, and that's my take on this. They didn't put him in the first film because of contract obligations, but there's rumors that he's going to be in this one. I don't think he should be. But I don't know where this film chronologically takes place in terms of where the MCU is at, because Tom Holland is supposed to be in this and that universe, which probably will be more answered with the MCU Far From Home film. We'll probably clarify that more on how that's going to be all set up. Well, yeah, because the Morbius film, which comes out, I think, in January, that film is actually supposed to take place. That film is supposed to chronologically take place before the events of this film. even though it comes out in January. Chronologically, it's supposed to come out, the events are supposed to happen before this one, because if you remember, that film was originally supposed to come out before Venom 2, but because of the pandemic, it got delayed, and that's why it was delayed into January rather than Venom being delayed to January, because Venom is the safer bet. It's obviously on track to possibly making $1 billion, so they're going to want to push that one before a new franchise. So that's what it is. But chronologically, Morbius is supposed to take place before Venom 2 takes place. But in terms of where the MCU takes place for this movie, that's a little unknown because this is supposed to be in a different universe. This is not actually supposed to be in the MCU. At least that's what we're told. It's not supposed to be in the MCU, which it isn't because it's not a Marvel Studios film. Because the whole idea of the canon of MCU films is it has to have been done by Marvel Studios. Even though it says in an association with Marvel, that's not Marvel Studios. Okay, any film that's a Marvel Studios film is canon to the MCU. That's basically, Kevin Feige has said that. And you could even argue that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans are now canon to the MCU because once they officially confirm them, because they are in the film, it's just that it's not been confirmed yet. But once their Spider-Mans appear in the Far From Home trailer, that pretty much canonizes those characters in the MCU. Because the way it works is, the way the MCU canon works is any film that is done by Marvel Studios is canon. So, by that logic, that means any of the Spider-Man characters, like any of these Spider-Man characters from the past that show up in a Marvel Studios film is canon to the MCU. Those universes are canon to the MCU. They are acknowledging them as characters that are part of the MCU, even though they're not actually in the MCU universe. They are canon to that universe. They're just in a different universe that's affiliated with Sony. And that's why I would also argue that Venom probably will be an MCU character. I mean, I don't think he is, but you could make the case because of the connection. But again, with the contracts, we don't know how that's going to work. But you know, if he does appear in the film, if Tom Holland's Spider-Man appears in Venom, because they legally can put him in there now, because the short-term contract that they have now with Disney, you know, for the Spider-Man solo film and then the MCU solo film and then the one appearance for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be in the Multiverse of Madness 2 film, which Disney has complete control of on how that one will go. Basically, the way it works is you know, those films are canon to the MCU, but this film comes out, Venom Let There Be Carnage comes out before Spider-Man Far From Home, but chronologically, does this film happen before that film, Far From Home? Or does Far From Home happen before Venom? That's the question. Venom Let There Be Carnage. We'll know once the films both come out. But chronologically, if Tom Holland appears in this film and then the Far From Home comes out and they basically, you know, jump him into that universe after that film, then we would know that chronologically that film comes before Venom Let There Be Carnage. Because I'm almost going to imagine, because for anybody who doesn't know, Tom Hardy, the star of the movie, you know, of Venom, you know, because he's Venom, he's already working on with Sony for Venom 3. They're already working on Venom 3, and that's how confident they are with this film success. They're already working on Venom 3, which tells me that Venom 3 is probably going to be Venom versus Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because they want them to fight off, you know, and depending on what happens to Carnage, obviously, in this film, but, you know, they could do a Maximum Carnage type thing in the third film. But I'm willing to bet that that's what the future of Tom Holland Spider-Man's gonna be. Is he's gonna be in the Venom verse, after they're done with the MCU stuff, you know, and then they're gonna probably branch off with some of the other Spider-Man characters, or maybe even create new Spider-Man characters, in their universe. But that's what I think they're gonna do. But this whole narrative with the whole we're getting a little off topic on it, but this whole narrative about the whole PG-13 thing, it's just so stupid. It's really dumb, and it's just these MCU fanboys that just wanna, you know, piss on, you know, people that really like this film, you know, and really are gonna like this film, and you know, it's quite ridiculous. It's quite annoying that they're doing this, because this is the same thing they did again. It's not, like I said, Halloween's Kills is not going to affect Venom Let There Be Carnage, and it doesn't even come out until like October 31st. They're not putting it out until literally October 31st, which is even more interesting. Or no, they're putting it out. No, not October 31st. They're putting it out on the. They're putting it out on the same day as excuse me, Halloween. They're putting it out on the same day, so there's not that 2-week cushion. But it's I still don't think it's gonna affect it. I don't think it's going to hurt the product. Especially how good it is. You know, I don't think it's going to change anything. Oh, Halloween Kills I think will do good, but I don't think it's going to hurt Venom, because the people that go see Venom, most people are seeing it because it's superheroes and stuff like that. The people that go to see Halloween Kills are watching a horror flick. They're watching an actual horror flick. So I don't think that's going to hurt it, even though they come out on the same day. As of right now, unless Halloween Kills gets pushed back or gets pushed earlier, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna hurt it whatsoever. But yeah, I just think this is gonna be once again another terrible narrative by once again people that just want to play games really about this whole film, and they just wanna, you know, just stir the pot once again. And it's going to fail again, because just like 2018, Venom Let There Be Carnage is going to be $1 billion. I'm telling you right now, guys. And that's what I got to say. I'm out. Comment, rate, Discord, links in the description. Hit that notification bell for all the latest contents. If you like my contents, subscribe. Hit that notification bell for all the latest. And that's about it, guys. I am the Ultimate Goku Maverick. Peace!